Hello and welcome to EduCurious, where we highlight exceptional educators and dive deep into complex issues. Hi everyone, I'm Amber Love Johnson, and today I'm excited to take you behind the scenes of my research journey of qualitative analysis in practice. Specifically, we'll dive into how I analyzed the rich data from my EduCurious podcast interviews, and I'll share some fascinating, to me anyways, preliminary findings that emerged. My research began with a truly inspiring foundation, the EduCurious podcast. Launched in February 2025, this platform explores complex educational issues and showcases amazing educators. The interviews for this podcast, over 40 of them, now I'm up to 60, became the core of my qualitative data, offering deep insights into diverse educational perspectives, from superintendents to bus drivers to classroom teachers. When it came to analyzing this wealth of information, my process was iterative and deeply reflective. I primarily used NVivo. They say it's a powerful tool for qualitative data analysis, although to me, it was super duper frustrating. My journey with NVivo wasn't always smooth sailing. There were moments of wrestling with inconsistent operations across platforms and deciphering outdated tutorials. But ultimately, NVivo became an indispensable tool for organizing and managing over 40 interview transcripts. My initial approach to data display involved creating a cognitive network. This wasn't your typical linear chart. It was more like an artistic explosion. Well, web-like structure designed to visualize the emotional nuances and interconnectedness of large ideas within the data. Think of it as mapping how I experienced and processed the information, capturing both explicit and implicit connections. While AI tools like Google Notebook, Excel, and Gemini offered preliminary scaffolding by highlighting themes, I made a deliberate choice to personally not just use that, and I recreated and refined a lot of those visual graphics in Canva. This was crucial for ensuring that the display genuinely reflected my insights and a nuanced understanding, keeping that essential human touch at the forefront. The core of my analysis involved coding. This is where I meticulously broke down the raw interview data into smaller, manageable pieces. My first cycle coding was broad, giving me an initial overview, but the real magic happened in the second cycle coding. This was an extensive period of recording and restructuring in NVivo, where I refined initial codes, renamed them, and added more specific subcodes. It's like decorating a room. You start with the big pieces, then you continuously adjust and redefine until everything comes together perfectly. Speaking of that, that's what I did this summer with my kids' rooms. I don't want to think about that. Throughout this cyclical coding process, analytic memos and annotations were my constant companions. These were my free writing spaces where I documented emergent thoughts, hunches, and connections. They were crucial for maintaining my researcher flexitivity, that continuous self-awareness of my own capabilities, experiences, and assumptions offered. This wasn't about eliminating biases, which is impossible in qualitative inquiry, but enhancing the trustworthiness of my findings by tracking my interpretive journey. So what did all this analysis reveal? The iterative process of coding and visualization yielded several interconnected patterns, forming the preliminary findings of the study. 4 core thematic areas emerged, and they were deeply intertwined. Core values and educator mindset. This theme highlights the foundational beliefs and philosophies that drive educators. Relationship and community. This speaks to the vital role of connections with students, colleagues, and a broader community. Student growth. Surprisingly, this focuses on the dedication to fostering student development, both academically and personally, innovation, and effectiveness. This theme captures how educators adapt, leverage new tools, and strive for impactful teaching strategies. The data also surfaced recurring challenges faced by educators. These challenges are crucial because they signify areas ripe for further exploration and intervention. The goal is to refine this cognitive network even further, using directional influences and varying visual cues to move beyond just descriptive associations to more explanatory reasoning, really digging into the why and how of these educational phenomena. This research journey has been incredibly insightful, not just in terms of the findings, but also in what I've learned about the qualitative inquiry process itself. One of my most significant takeaways is the novel importance of integrating AI tools as a scaffolding mechanism while concurrently upholding the authenticity and irreplaceable value of the human touch. AI offered efficiencies in highlighting themes, but the deeper understanding, the meaning-making, and the true interpretive insights ultimately came from my personal cognitive processing and critical inquiry. This collaborative approach, where technology assists but doesn't dictate, is truly the way forward for comprehensive and meaningful analysis. I also gained a profound appreciation for researcher reflexivity, consistently documenting my evolving thoughts and methodological decisions through analytical memos was crucial. It wasn't just about showing my work, it was about truly understanding my own interpretive lens and enhancing the credibility of my findings. For example, my initial decision to recreate the AI-generated cognitive network was a tangible example of grounding my human understanding and ensuring the integrity of my interpretive process. Moving forward, my commitment is to refine these visual representations and leverage NVivo's classification capabilities even further. I plan to use the role-ordered matrix to systematically analyze data across different participant roles, comparing insights from superintendents to bus drivers, for example. This will help me identify specific data gaps and inform future interview strategies, ultimately contributing to an even more comprehensive understanding of the educational landscape. This project has affirmed that despite the subjective nature inherent in qualitative research, rigorous methodological practices coupled with diligent reflexivity and transparent reporting can yield patterns and interpretations that are both profound and trustworthy. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Brought to you by Riverside Editing, which is the platform I use for my EduCurious podcast. I hope you check out one of the episodes. And if you want, I'd love to interview you. Bye. And thank you for joining us today on the show. Whether you're a teacher, a parent, or just EduCurious, join the community as we explore various educational topics and learn from each other. We'll see you next time.